Yo, yo, what's good, y'all? Let me know if y'all can see me, if y'all can hear me and everything. Let me know. Let me know. Wait, you said nah? Wait, let me make sure. Let me make sure on my end. Um, Yo, let me know in the chat. Just type yes in the chat if you can hear me. Type yes in the chat. All right, cool. Now, I'm probably gonna wait like 5 to 10 minutes. Let everyone get in here first, because obviously people got to see the story and everything. Yeah, how's y'all day going, bro? Let me know where y'all from. Most of y'all probably from the US, but all right. Derek. I am not Unk, bro. All right. California, New York, Minnesota, North Carolina. Yeah, I was guessing. Most of y'all from the US. Cool. Yeah, we're just gonna wait a few minutes, let everyone get in here first, and then we're gonna start everything up. Yeah, make sure you guys have notes ready, have like pen, paper, everything. Take down notes. Again, this is not gonna be recorded, this is live, and then it's done. So take this serious. The giveaway, more details will be announced. But yeah, to apply for the giveaway, everything will be announced later. Random winners will be selected. 3 people are going to win a total of 3,000, so 1,000 each. So let's see. Also, let me know where you guys are at with your reselling journey. Like, have you guys started? Are you guys making 10K a month? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Testing vendors, sell problems, just started. Yeah, I'm guessing most of y'all, I mean, I don't think I can run a poll, but I'm guessing most of you guys like probably just started or haven't started yet because you're looking for a vendor, which I'm going to cover everything. Don't worry. Obviously, we're going to get into everything. About to buy a vendor. I'd probably hold on that till you get all the info from this. I'm not going to lie. Good products, quick sales, just started. Been 5 months now, only made 10K. I mean, bro, 10K is not bad at all. Obviously, there's people making 10 grand a month, but it's like, I'm sure you're pretty young, so that's not bad. Haven't started, nervous to start. Yeah, these are all valid. These are all valid. I'm trying to work to my first sale or to my first 10K. It's valid. It's valid. Also, don't know how to do meetups. Kind of nervous. I mean, those are simple. Again, we're gonna go over that, shipping, literally everything you need to know. I've been selling, but it's a slow on Facebook market. I mean, there's obviously more apps than that as well. But yeah, about 40 people in here. Let me know if y'all are ready. Like, again, ideally you would be on a laptop. Again, some people don't have a laptop, but close all your tabs out, like fully lock in. Again, like pencil, paper, take notes, no distractions. Because I'm literally going over the entire sauce, the entire game. So, ready. Looks like y'all are ready. Any tips to sell fast on Facebook? Again, like brother, I'm literally going over everything. So any specific questions, just save them because I will be doing a Q&A section as well towards the end. So any questions along the way that you guys have, write them down. Ready. All right. Yeah, looks like y'all are ready. So yeah, I'm going to get right into it. So I'm going to share my screen. Window, entire screen. All right. All right, let me know if y'all can see my screen. You should be able to. Actually, let me fix this. So it should be. It's not like full screen. Here, let me try to fix that. Mm. All right, let me see if that did it. All right, it's not gonna full screen. I mean, you guys can pretty much see the whole entire frame. It's just not like perfect, I guess, which doesn't really matter. So yeah, this is reselling automation. Learn how to start and scale your reselling business to 10K to 20K a month. So before we get into it, a lot of you may know who I am. A lot of you might not. A lot of you might not, and that's fine. Either way, let's cut this shit. You're here because you want to make a change and you're tired of all the bullshit. Am I right? Just type yes or no in the chat. So the purpose of this call, I'm going to show you, firstly, what reselling actually is. Some of you might not even know, maybe just briefly saw my videos. Why this skill is the best way to start earning. Why right now is the best time to start this. And exactly, hold on, let me get this out the way. Exactly what you need to know to get consistent sales as soon as this week. And I will show you how to do all of this without needing any prior experience, a ton of upfront capital, any complicated skills, any degree or portfolio. So a lot of people think you need some type of like business license or all this type of stuff to get started. You literally don't need anything, no certifications, no college, no nothing. I did it. All these people right here did it. These other students, people obviously across the board are crushing it, hitting 10K months, C8 Corvette, 20K months on eBay alone. Absolutely nuts. So at the end of this call, I mean, I've already mentioned, we're going to do a live Q&A session. So pretty much write down any questions you guys have along the way, any questions, thoughts, whatever you want to kind of want to go over, as well as we're doing a giveaway, $3,000 giveaway to 3 lucky winners, each winning $1,000 at the end of the call. And more details on that are coming soon, obviously, on how to enter and apply and everything like that. So make sure you're taking good notes and paying attention. I'll reveal at the end of the call. So yeah, like I've already said, maybe new people in here, make sure you guys have notes, a notebook, like whatever you want to do. Maybe have a tab open on your computer, whatever you don't have paper. But yeah, take this serious. So you might be wondering, like what actually is reselling? So this is pretty much how reselling works. So the first thing is doing market research to find winning products with real demand. A lot of people kind of go wrong, right? And they kind of like, they'll just buy a product that's kind of like a terrible product in terms of like maybe it's too saturated, maybe there's just no demand for it, so it's hard to get buyers. But the very first important step that a lot of people look over is actually finding a winning product. Like that's a whole piece of the puzzle, is actually having a product that's going to sell, right? It's not just like the quality of the product from the supplier, it's actually the product itself. So that's the first thing. The second one is obviously sourcing the products from reliable suppliers for cheap. Obviously, you need to have decent margins, so the quality needs to be decent or good, and then obviously like the price needs to be there, so you can actually have decent margins. And then also it needs to be just like a reliable supplier overall, fast shipping, good prices, like I said, trustworthy, stuff like that. This is another huge thing. A huge thing as well that we're going to get into. And then listing and marketing your products, like actual process of selling it, and then fulfilling the sale and collecting the payment is another one. That'd be like either doing a meetup, like I said, like I saw some of you guys say, like meeting up with them in person. They hand you the cash, you hand them the product, or you would just ship it out to them. So there's two different kind of ways of fulfillment right there. And then the fifth one is kind of reinvesting your money into more products. So yeah, literally just buying low, selling high, and then reinvesting that money that you get. Pretty simple, right? So the best part is you can actually fully automate this and be a one-man show, all while working from anywhere in the world. So another huge thing is like a lot of people ask, like, does this work in Spain, Mexico, Europe, whatever? Like this is not only US. Like you can literally do this anywhere from around the world. Everywhere around the world, people are buying products. There's demand for products. Suppliers ship to any country on the world, so you're good. And the best part is it's beginner friendly and very high scalable and also low capital. Compared to any other business, you can start this with the lowest amount of money. So it's allowed me to go from being completely cooked, as you can see right here. I was a Fortnite kid making $12 an hour washing dishes. Failed every business that I tried. I was smoking, drinking, and partying daily. And I was chopped, and it transformed me into the fortune flips that you know today. Making 50 grand a month with my reselling business, traveling anywhere around the world, able to get back to the community, and slightly less chopped. So, yeah. But I failed a bunch of times before I discovered reselling automation. And that is because I tried every other whack business model that was just never destined to work. So a lot of you probably heard of drop shipping before. I'm assuming like basically all of you have. It's basically just like e-commerce. Like you would obviously just make a website and just supply a product from a website or from a supplier to the customer. And I mean, obviously we kind of know that this is like a dead model, right? So like you have to do a lot of product research. You have to know how to design a website or pay someone a crazy amount to. You have to create and run ads or pay someone a crazy amount to. You have to deal with manufacturers. And like, let's be honest, like it died in 2016, right? This is kind of like an oversaturated business model. So that was the first thing I tried at about like 15 years old. And then I tried crypto and NFTs around like 2021, 2022, kind of when it was like popping. And obviously there's a lot of flaws with this as well. You need to start with a lot of money. It's just gambling, basically. Like it's literally just gambling. And then also I was just refreshing Coinbase 500 times a day. It was just too stressful. I had like no control over anything. At least like that's what it felt like. And yeah, it's just overall bad business model. And then clothing brand as well is another one that I tried. You have to design your own product, right? So with this, you're already selling products that are really in demand. And a clothing brand, you have to like not only sell the products and have good marketing, you need to create your own product as well and design the whole thing and make it good quality, which is just an absolute nightmare. So you have to design your own product. You need a lot of capital to start getting like samples and big bulk orders from manufacturers. Sorry. And then you have to deal with the manufacturers as well, like scamming you and all this shit. And then it's also very saturated. As you probably know, there's like 20 million brands trying to start up on Instagram. So very saturated. And then also day trading as well. Essentially, it's just gambling. It's just kind of like a, not even guaranteed profit. Less than 1% of people actually become profitable. And it takes years to learn this. So, I mean, if you start, you have literally less than a 1% chance of making money and you're going to waste like years of your life. So that's kind of all the business models that I tried over the past few years. I've kind of gained everything. But then everything kind of changed when I came across reselling. So buying for low from a trusted supplier, listing products on major marketplaces automatically with AI, and then selling high and pocketing the difference. So kind of like I said, literally buying low, selling high, and repeating that process. It's literally just as simple as that. Like it's the most simplest business model compared to all these other ones. Like it cannot get more simpler. So like I said, that's it. It's literally all it is: buying low, selling high. Due to how simple this model is, you can see crazy results even as a complete beginner, because all it takes is your time to learn the skill of product selection and marketing. And yeah, type yes if this makes sense. If you guys are following along, understanding everything, type yes in the chat. Yes, yes. Yes, okay. It seems like you guys understand. It's pretty simple. So here's our first one, our first student, Chris. I mean, this is how simple it is. This guy came to me with a construction job. It's very demanding, very physical work that he just absolutely hated, and ended up making $17K a month. Like literally, this is his eBay dashboard right here. $47,000 in the last 90 days on eBay. So that is absolutely nuts. Keep in mind, that's literally one app. Like not even Facebook, OfferUp, Depop, all these different apps, one app. I also did an interview with them. I don't know if you guys saw this. I posted on the YouTube. But yeah, absolutely nuts. And then you have Haven as well, who dropped out of college and bought his dream car. I did an interview with him as well. This is him next to his C8 Corvette. And then we also have Leo, who's literally, this also goes to show that like you can do this at any age, right? Like a lot of the reselling audience is like younger, but like this guy's like 33. He's an unk. He has kids and everything, like a full family that he's providing for. And he managed to do that and made it a lot simpler with reselling. So like his second or third month in, hit 10K in a month, and he was going for 10K in a week. I mean, this guy's absolutely nuts. I think he's almost at probably 10K a week now. And enough yapping. I've been talking a lot, but at the end of this training, you'll know the exact system to get to your first few sales by the end of this week, how to find winning products in your area that actually sell, and how to capitalize on this gold rush happening right now and make 10 to 30K a month with reselling. So here's what I need from you right now. So I need you to close all your other tabs, put your phone on silent, grab a pen and paper to take notes, and write down questions you have for the Q&A at the end. So I'm gonna give you guys like a minute to do this right here. Make sure you guys fully lock in, no distractions. Again, write down notes, maybe on pen or paper, or like just in your notes in your phone or on a computer or whatever. Real game right here, yes sir. I'm always spilling out the most sauce. I'm not gatekeeping. Lock in. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Lock in, lock in. Got my notepad. All right, bet. So without further ado, this is the exact process I would go through again if I were starting from zero, completely scratch. So pillar one is product research. So like I said, the very first thing before you even buy from a vendor is actually knowing what product is going to sell and doing research based off of that. So this is the 3-factor market analysis. So the first thing is, actually just realizing your budget and kind of what you're working with. And obviously that kind of, further kind of what's the word? Kind of like determines what product range you're in, or for different types of product types. So if you're working with about $100 to $500, you're kind of in the lower budget area where like jewelry, like moissanite jewelry, colognes, sunglasses are going to be good for you. And then you have mid budget, which is around like $500 to 2K, which is where like clothing, electronics will be more towards your area range. And then you have high budget, more high ticket items, so like sneakers, designer bags, luxury goods, stuff like that. And obviously, this is very like the lower budget stuff is like stuff they're going to buy for lower, and they're going to be able to sell for higher. So it's kind of more risk, more reward, obviously, with the higher ticket stuff. And then you have number 2, which is geographic demand. So you can use Facebook Marketplace, and not only Facebook, but you can use basically every app that's local, like Craigslist, Facebook, OfferUp, Nextdoor, stuff like that. You can kind of search around for different products and sort it by the sold filter. So essentially what this does is like you can kind of see the demand for different products in a certain area. And like you can obviously do this based on your specific area, so you specifically know. And you're able to kind of see the demand and how well a certain product is selling, and kind of compare that to, the saturation level, and kind of seeing the contrast between that to find a winning product. And yeah, you can find what's selling, but not too saturated. That's like the perfect middle golden ratio, is finding a product that's really in demand, but a product that's not too saturated, obviously. And then the third thing is demographic targeting. So you kind of need to know what products are going to kind of, well, it's kind of two different things. Like different, users on a different app are going to have different demands. So I don't know if you guys have heard of like, you got to heard probably like Craigslist and Poshmark. Those are going to be more older people on those apps right there. And then you have like eBay, Mercari, which is going to be like younger audience, just overall broad audience as well. So older audiences are obviously going to like stuff like hair dryers, speakers, sunglasses, and then younger audience, like obviously streetwear clothing, tech, stuff like that. Like you're not going to sell like, like spider hoodies or like any streetwear clothing to like a grandma or grandpa or whatever. So you kind of need to know the demographic and the different type of products that people actually want based on, demographic of like age, location, stuff like that. And then also weather, that plays into it as well. So the second part after you do that is actually choosing the right vendor. So that's kind of what I was talking about. A lot of you guys already know. Now, I've heard from a lot of you guys that you're struggling to find a vendor, which is like obviously a huge part of this. So obviously, you need a good vendor, good prices, good shipping times, reliable, high quality products. That's like the 4 different standards right there that you need to have sure, and actually make sure before you order from a vendor. So kind of what makes a good vendor is having high quality wholesale products, kind of like I said, reliable and trustworthy communication, competitive pricing so you can actually have good margins, fast shipping as well, and then consistent stock available so you're never gonna have to like wait to order stuff. And then here's just a good example of like ROI, return on investment. So if you were to buy a cologne for $40, sell it for 120, it's 3xing your money. You profited 80, which is a 200% ROI. So you can just take the profit that you made, $80, buy 2 more colognes. And it's kind of like that cycle that I was talking about, rinse and repeat, buy for low, sell for high. So pretty simple. Choosing the right vendor, obviously it's a huge crucial part of reselling itself, is where you're sourcing the products from. Pillar 2 is your account setup. So setting up your selling accounts. So the core marketplace apps, at least for the US, that you're going to be using is Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Mercari, OfferUp, Poshmark, Depop, Vinted. Obviously, there's more. There's Craigslist. There's Nextdoor. There's a few more. There's like Kijiji, stuff like that. And obviously, it's going to vary based on what area you're in. Some, like Canada and US are obviously like both in North America, but the apps are very different. Canada doesn't have as much apps. But again, there's not too much of an effect on that. And then each platform has a different buyer demographic. Cross-listing multiples, your visibility 5 to 8x. So what that means is essentially like a lot of people will come to me and be like, yo, bro, why is my product not selling? But then like I'll be like, okay, where do you have it posted at? And then they'll just be like Facebook Marketplace. And I'm like, that's it? And they're like, yeah. And it's like, why are you not capitalizing on like the 9 to 10 other apps that you could be using, right? If you have it just on Facebook, why not put it on eBay, Mercari, OfferUp, Poshmark, Depop, Vinted, Nextdoor, Craigslist, stuff like that? It just doesn't make sense. So listing your products in the most amount of places possible is just going to, 10x your range in the actual eyes that you're going to get on your products, which is going to obviously lead to more sales. And then also multi-platform matters because, one account could get banned, but it doesn't kill your business. If you just got banned on Depop, oh, well, you have 7, 8 other apps that you can sell on. So it doesn't really matter. It's not too as crucial compared to if you're just selling on one app and it got banned. Everything's done. And then different platforms have different optimal pricing. Like I said, there's different users on different platforms that have different budgets, interests, like stuff like that. So selling on different accounts just maximizes everything. And then the account warming protocol. So obviously getting banned is a huge thing. And kind of warming up your account is like a huge thing to kind of avoid that. And it's going to increase your sales volume. So essentially what this kind of looks like is obviously like once you get the selling apps, you're going to kind of like do the complete profile verification, add all your details, your email, everything like that, verify your accounts, and then you're going to set up your seller profile with professional image and bio. That's another huge thing as well, is like you don't want to, I should have put examples on the screen, but you don't want to put like just a random picture, or not, maybe not a random picture. You don't want to put like a picture of like you money spreading or like some goofy username. Like you want to just make it like very simple. You just want to have professional looking, so everything on your storefront's looking clean. Don't overdo it, don't overcomplicate it, but again, put a little bit of effort into it. And then engaging with the platform organically and interacting with other listings. So a huge reason why you can kind of get flagged is because like a lot of these platforms have bots within them, and kind of the way to kind of like get around that, or not get around that because you're not a bot, but it's kind of like to reduce the chances of like obviously Facebook flagging you as that, or all these different apps. It's kind of engaging with the platform. So like on Facebook itself, like you can go on the Reels tab, like the videos, you can go on the listings, like them, message people, save them. You just want to engage with the platform for around like 5 to 10 days every single day. If you already have an account that's pretty aged, this doesn't matter. This is like if you were making a new account, you kind of have to like get past the process of like Facebook flagging you. So that's another way, just like engaging with the platform itself, so they know that you're a real user and they don't detect you as a bot. And then the next thing would obviously be just connecting your payment methods just straight off the bat. And then a huge one right here is listing like 3 to 5 household items around your house to warm up the account. So essentially, like if you had like old shoes, clothes, like miscellaneous items laying around your house, you're gonna want to go ahead and list those up on those different apps, because it's just kind of warming up your account. If you just right off the bat listed like a $500 product, your Facebook or whatever app is gonna flag you as a bot. It's like suspicious activity. So you're gonna want to take like random stuff like Xbox controller, like just random stuff like that you have that you can kind of get rid of. Post these on these different apps, because it's also going to help if they sell. That you can get like a ton of different sales. If you have like 5 products on there and they all sell, you're going to be able to. I mean, what I would do from there is obviously like ship out the product or provide a really good service and product to the buyer, and then it's a way to kind of like stack up really like heavy, good 5-star reviews. So you're going to be really nice to the buyer, offer a good product and service, and they're really likely to kind of leave a good review, which is obviously going to help further down the line for your reselling products. So that's kind of like the protocol of warming up your account. A lot of people skip this step or don't even know that this kind of exists or that you need to do it, but it's very crucial. And then avoiding account bans. Here's just some more sauce. So ban triggers to avoid. So listing too many items too fast. So if like a lot of people get their reselling haul in, like maybe it's like a bunch of different clothes, and then they're going to list everything back to back to back, and it's like 10 items within like an hour, which obviously is not optimal. Like again, it's just going to kind of like flag you in a sense on these different apps. If you're just spamming a bunch of expensive products, they kind of detect that and kind of flag it as suspicious activity. And then another thing you want to avoid is copy and pasting identical descriptions. This could be for your own listings. Like if you're doing the same exact titles and descriptions and just kind of like switching out a few words, you don't want to do that, because if it can flag just having repetitive bios and titles and stuff like that. And then also leading with expensive product listings. So this kind of plays into what I was talking about of like listing very cheap items from around your house. If you just kind of initially start off the bat on these apps by just posting like a $500, $1,000 product, it's just not optimal. Again, they're going to flag you. If you have multiple buyer complaints, that's obviously bad as well. And then listing your product as brand new. You guys have probably heard this tip from other resellers. But yeah, you're going to want to list your products as like new and not brand new, because for some reason they flag it. I mean, there's no like certain reason that I've kind of found from this. There's no answer or whatever. And then some protocols that you can kind of take action to kind of obviously, reduce the chance of you obviously getting banned, and restrictions and all that. It's having unique descriptions for every listing, kind of like I said, no copy and pasting. Use real photos and natural lighting. Gradually gradually increasing your amount of listings. So instead of just posting everything off the bat, put some space in between it so you look like a real human, instead of just someone that can create a bot that lists everything at once. And then keep all your communication on platform. So if anyone hits you up and they're like, yo, like this is my number, text me on here, or text me on Instagram or whatever, like just immediately block, or not, don't block them, but say like, I have to keep everything on platform. Because a lot of people like do that. They'll like text someone off the platform, and it's against like the guidelines of pretty much every single one of these apps. So to kind of just reduce that, and they can kind of like ban you right away. If you like try to get someone, or someone texts you their number and then you like off platform text them, you can get banned like instantly. So just keep all the communication with the buyer or potential buyers on the platform as well. Or you could just get restricted, and I've had accounts get completely banned right away. So yeah, definitely avoid all that. And then pillar 3 after that is listing and marketing, actually getting your product sold. And let me go. Sorry, let me know if you guys are following along, if this makes sense. You kind of understand everything. Let me know. Helps a bunch. We good? All right, bet. All right, so yeah, pillar 3, listing and marketing. So taking photos that actually sell is like a huge part of this. Like this is like your main kind of core, listing kind of benefit right here. So the thing you're going to want to do is the first thing is taking natural, natural pictures with good lighting near a window is most optimal, and having clean, simple backgrounds as well. You don't want to have it too messy, too much going on in the background that could distract the buyer. You want to have multiple angles, multiple pictures of your product. Get like the back of it, the top of it, the front of it, the side of it. If it's a cologne, get the cologne bottle and the cologne and the box, like everything that you can do, get the most important angles, and every single one of them have your product centered in the frame. You don't want it too left, too right, too far away. You kind of want to have it close up, centered in the picture with good lighting. And then, like I kind of said, 4 to 8 photos per listing. And then what you're going to want to do is get a photo studio light box. So you can get one of these for like 35, 40 bucks on Amazon. And it kind of looks like this in the bottom left right here. It's pretty much just like this professional looking thing where it has like white background and built-in lighting. So then you can kind of put it works more for like smaller items, obviously like colognes, like accessories and stuff like that. It's like the most optimal way to take pictures. So I would definitely recommend getting one of those. Obviously, after maybe you guys get some sales, have some money to invest, it's going to make you back more money. And then you're going to want to avoid using manufacturer images. So maybe if you guys like want to drop ship the product, or like not even that, but you want to like have the product listed before you have it. Like a lot of people just use the pictures that they get from the manufacturer or the supplier. You're not going to want to do that. You're not going to want to show any serial numbers, barcodes, any cluttered backgrounds, or have poor lighting. Like I said, the pictures are very important, and I'm going to get more into that later. So also AI to optimize titles and descriptions as well. So the kind of title formula that you want to follow is the brand, product, variant, and condition. The title and the description are like very important on your listing, obviously, as you guys probably know. So obviously a bad example would be just like spider hoodies for sale, just very bad. A good example of that is spider streetwear hoodie, sky blue, medium, like new with packaging. Describes basically everything the buyer needs to know, the condition of it, what it is, the variant of it, the size, everything that the buyer needs to know is included within the title. So then obviously you're just going to click on it instead of it just being spider hoodies for sale. Very bad title. And then some description tips include keywords, restate the title as well for SEO, which I'm also going to talk about as well, which is like search engine optimization. So the way it kind of works is like if you have a ton of different keywords in your description relating to your product, it's going to be very optimized, because when people search for a product, if you have a ton of keywords that are relating to their search, whatever phrase that they searched in, it's going to pop up higher to the top of their thing, which obviously just like increases the amount that you're actually going to be able to sell the product. Then you want to keep your description like short and concise, not make it too long to where it confuses everybody. Have all the important info just kind of like all concise and very optimal. And then you kind of use AI with this as well, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to do like a live listing and kind of show you guys how to like list your product from scratch. So an AI prompt template, you can write an SEO optimized marketplace description. You kind of just have like a little, what's it called, like a little template or a little prompt that you kind of put into like ChatGPT or any AI software. And then a pro tip, you can kind of generate different titles and kind of split test them as well, see which one works the best, and kind of go from there. And then pillar 4 is kind of scaling, obviously, like those 10, 20, 30K months. ChatGPT, oh yeah, ChatGPT's goated. So the income milestone roadmap. So 2 to 5K a month is kind of like the base level for like making this pretty consistent. And you kind of just operating solo at that point. You're trading your time away for money. But don't get it twisted. Like 2 to 5K a month is still like really good. Like 4 to 5K a month, like you can live off of that. Maybe you're living below your means, but you can still like generate a full-time income based off of that, which is obviously great. And then once you get to like those 5 to 10K months, you have more systemized processes, more automation within the business. And then once you get to the 10, 20K months, you have more team leverage, hiring people out, leveraging your time, building out multiple sources of revenue. And then getting to like 20K a month beyond is just kind of like a full business infrastructure, passive income elements, everything like that. So these are kind of like the different roadmaps or kind of different things along the way. And then automation and systems. So the way you can kind of do this to like save a lot of your time, because the 3 things that are going to take up most of your time with reselling is first off listing your products, and then fulfillment as well, like meeting up with people or packaging the product and the dropping off at the post office, and then customer service as well, texting buyers back, maybe after they bought the product or before they bought the product, trying to get reviews, do all that different stuff. Like it's a lot of work, and obviously you can automate this in many different ways. So the first way you can automate the listing, which is going to take up probably like 50% of your time, like taking the pictures, sitting there on all the different apps and doing everything one by one. Very, very inefficient, I should say. So the very first thing you can do is you can there's different private softwares that you can kind of use that let you cross list products across all marketplaces. And what that kind of means is like, so traditionally with reselling, you would kind of go on Facebook and then eBay, and then Depop, then this app, and then list your product one by one on all these different apps. But I've kind of found a private software that's going to allow you to cross list it to where you can connect all your marketplace apps into one. And then when you draft out and post the listing, it sends them out to all those different apps. So it's literally saving like 70 to 80% of your time instead of doing it one by one, making it very inefficient. So that's how you can make it more efficient with the listing process. And then also these apps and these softwares are going to allow you to manage all your inventory in one place. You can track every single piece of inventory, every product you have in one space. And also what's going to do is like delist products automatically. So some guys have probably struggled with like a product getting sold on like, let's say eBay or whatever. And then obviously you should have it listed on all the different apps, but you have to go then ahead and like manually delist it, obviously, because you don't have it anymore. You can't fulfill the order. But what it's going to do, if it sells on eBay, it's going to take it off all the different apps. So you're not going to double sell anything, because if you accidentally double sell something on both apps, obviously if you only have one of the products, it's kind of cooked. So you have to like refund the buyer, and it's going to like knock down your kind of score on these different apps, and it's going to make it worse. So that's kind of how to do that with these different softwares and everything. It also lets you kind of draft out listings with AI built into the software as well. And you can also bulk import your product listings, saving you a bunch of time. And then the fulfillment systems, you can kind of use pirate ship for cheap labels, batch shipping creation, inventory tracking sheets, auto tracking uploads. So like I said, this is probably going to be the second most time consuming thing with reselling, is just doing meetups with people, and then actually doing the shipping part as well, like printing out the label, packaging everything up, taping it, dropping it off at the post office as well. And then customer service, you can have review request templates, kind of like a prompt that you would send to the buyer after they receive the product to, kind of nudge them to leave a 5-star review or leave a good review in a sense. And obviously that works like 99% of the time. We kind of had that down. You can hire an email support team, and also leaving a personal gift. So like there's a lot of ways that like people don't do to like go above and beyond. So you can kind of leave a personal gift and a thank you package in the buyer's obviously package, like a little card or something, and kind of upselling them into more expensive products. So you could even like give them like a discount code, or you could like just give them a thank you card, because it goes a long way. If you provide a good product, good service, you're very nice, they're gonna more than likely come back, because obviously no other seller is like doing this stuff, right? So it's just like the little things that you can kind of do as well. You're just gonna like bump up your revenue. Obviously, if you're upselling them, that's great as well. You might build a lifetime customer out of that. So that's kind of what you could do in terms of like making this whole automated, making this more obviously like systemized, and then building your team as well. So your first few hires. So the first thing you can do, in which I have, is a VA, a virtual assistant. So it's gonna pretty much, they'll be able to help you out with like listings, messages, data, all the sloppy work that's very like I guess effective at all, or non-efficient, that kind of takes up a lot of your time. You can kind of outsource that. And then a shipping assistant as well. You can kind of like, I even have like my little brother, like he literally helps me ship stuff. I obviously like pay him, not like a crazy amount, but like you can literally just have him pay. You could just pay him to obviously do the stuff for you, because it's a lot of like the dirty work that's not going to be very effective or cost effective for you to actually do and put your time towards. And you can hire a VA for about like $4 to $8 an hour. You can get them offshore in like the Philippines and stuff like that. And then like maybe a month, if they're working 40 hours a week, like that's be like 640 to 1280 a month, which is like nothing. Like keep in mind, if they put in 40 hours a week for you, imagine how much like time that's going to free up from you to put into like the social media side, which we'll get into, or more of the stuff like delegating. So that's going to be a huge thing right there. You can pay someone really cheap to do a lot of work for you, which is going to how you're actually going to be able to scale and kind of leverage your time to be able to kind of scale upwards. So what's a delegate versus keep? So you're going to want to delegate, like I said, the repetitive tasks that kind of take up a lot of your time that really aren't effective, that aren't bringing much value back into your business. You're going to want to keep the things that are like important to you, that you're kind of like the main focus of. So like actually talking to the vendor, buying the products, strategy and product selection, high value customer relationships. So you're going to want to do all that, and delegate all this stuff that's kind of like, and this is what I've kind of noticed. Like I didn't have anyone tell me this. I kind of noticed that like listing the stuff up, texting the buyers, doing all this stuff was like very time consuming, and it wasn't bringing me back like any value. So you're going to want to delegate that eventually, probably not when you're starting out, but once you start getting to the point where you're making good money, but a lot of your time is still freed up in stuff that's not bringing you back more money. So that's that. And then building a personal brand, kind of like I was hinting at, the social media side of stuff. So with just marketplace selling, like the traditional way, like eBay, Facebook, all these different apps, you have very limited reach, because on these apps, like you're not going to get more than like 1,000 or 2,000 views on your listing, which obviously 1,000 to 2,000 is decent, but like you're not going to be able to reach a ton of people, right? So that's one thing right there, is you're limited on your reach. And then another thing is one-off transactions. So when you're selling a product through these apps, it's very like limited on the LTV that you can build out of customers, which is just lifetime value. So when someone buys a product from you, like 99% of the time, they're just going to buy one item from you that they need, and then the transaction between you guys is pretty much done. You don't make any more money from them. That's the only thing that kind of happens. And then also another thing, another flaw is kind of price sensitive buyers. So there's obviously people down here that are very broke. You obviously might get a lot of people that are like lowballing you guys. If you have a product listed for like $100, someone might come through and say like, "Can you do 40 on it?" It's like you expect me to take $60 off the or 60% off the price. So there's gonna be a lot of like broke people, price sensitive people that won't have like a ton of money to spend on products or your service or whatever you're providing. And then you also kind of have a ceiling of like 5 to 15K a month. That was kind of what I kind of noticed like limited me. I was kind of do everything to like push beyond that kind of 10 to 15K a month mark, but I really couldn't just strictly on marketplace. Which obviously it's still good money. Right? Like 15K a month is probably like top 20% of like income in the US. So obviously it's like very good, but obviously you want to push past that. That's not going to bring you the dream car, the dream house, like a very financially stable, luxurious life, living above your means. So pretty much how to escape that and what I did to escape that is building a personal brand. So this allowed me to have unlimited reach, obviously using social media. I probably gained like 30 to 40 million views across everywhere, right? So if I have 30 to 40 million views compared to like a few thousand on Marketplace, obviously a way different. Like that's like like a very high difference. So obviously you can reach way more people, get more eyes on what you're doing, your products that you're gonna be able to sell to people. And you can also have bulk and returning customers. So essentially like you're gonna build more of like a personal brand like around you. And it's not just gonna be something where one person buys your listing on eBay or buys your product on eBay. It's very different in the sense that you kind of build a relationship with your followers and the people that kind of know you and follow you and are watching you, and you can kind of like turn them into bulk and returning customers. So instead of just buying one product from you, they might buy 10 products from you, right? And that's like a bulk customer. And also returning. If you provide a good service and good product, they're going to come back to you 9 times out of 10. And then obviously you build a high lifetime value out of these customers. And then also it's a relationship based loyalty. And then also your ceiling is way higher, right? Like I'm at that 50K a month mark, and I still have room to grow like double, triple, quadruple, right? So there's way higher of a ceiling, and it's gonna kind of like allow you to actually, be able to scale upwards more and kind of leverage your time better. And then the content playbook, what I've kind of followed is platforms is TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. You could do like Facebook and other ones, but those are just like the main three, the big three. And then cadence, you're going to want to post about 2 to 3 short form videos a day. That's kind of what I found optimal. Anything kind of lower or higher a little bit kind of just knocks that off. And then you're going to want to use trending audios, niche hashtags. I mean, you guys probably know this stuff. And you kind of want to build a community, whether it's like a Telegram, Discord, or a Shopify website, or just building your accounts in general. Your Instagram account would probably be the most best, obviously, for like if you're running a business. But yeah, building a personal brand is something that you guys need to capitalize on. It's not something a lot of people are doing. It's very unsaturated, and it's allowed me to get to like those from like 10 to 15K a month to like 50K, and I'm sure onwards from here. So that's a huge thing. And now I'm going to be listing a product live. So I'm going to show you guys like literally live how I list a product and the entire process of that. So I have my, let me pull it up here. I have my Facebook pulled up. So, I mean, this is just one app, obviously, that you can sell on. It's probably like the best one that you can sell on. So I'm just going to go ahead and list an item, walk you through the entire process of how I list the product. Because obviously this is like pretty much your entire marketing right here is actually the listing of the products. So I already have everything here. And what I will say, when you're taking pictures, obviously we went over like what makes a good picture and why you need good pictures. So this is my first picture right here. Any picture that you select first when you're actually making the listings is going to be the most important photo, because essentially it's called like a thumbnail or a main cover photo. So kind of like YouTube, I mean, I guess you guys would know this analogy best. Like if you're scrolling on YouTube, like you have pretty much a title and a photo to go off of, right? Which determines if you're going to click on the obviously the video or the live stream. In this case, it's the same exact analogy with like products, right? You have a photo and then a title. And that's pretty much going to determine, obviously, if you get sales or not. So you need to have the best photo as your first one, because it's the first thing that people are going to see. So when buyers are scrolling through, they're only going to see the photo and the title. So those need to be like the most optimized and the best, because if someone else's is better than yours, they might click on them. And you obviously might not get the sale from that. So you're going to want to have the first one as the best one. And usually it's going to be like, in terms of like best, it's going to be like the most encompassing, right? Moissanite earrings, obviously, in this case, is what I'm doing right now. It doesn't have too many features about it, but if you were doing like, let's say like a cologne, you're going to want to have like the box and the bottle as the main cover photo, because it showcases basically everything that's included. You wouldn't, if you're listing a hoodie, you don't want to like have the cover photo as like the back of the hoodie, right? You want it to be kind of showcasing the most important product feature or the overall whole, I guess, angle that you're trying to get or show the buyer in terms of like the whole product. And then usually, like I said, ideally you want to get like 5 to 8 photos, kind of showcasing everything. So I'm just going to add these in here. And then, yeah, obviously this is moissanite, so it's a little bit different than like clothes or cologne or other products right here. So first picture is just like the earrings itself. And then this is like more of a blurry picture, but it's like kind of intentional, obviously, as like shows the bling, and kind of like the shine of the moissanite itself. You have the certifications, the card, you have more certificates, and then just showing the backside as well. So that's the photos right there. Again, 5 to 8 photos, having your first picture be the most optimized, the best photo encompassing everything. And then when it comes to the title, you're going to want to just pretty much explain exactly what you're selling, right? Kind of like I was talking about with the brand, condition, and then the variant as well. So VVS1, I don't know how to spell moissanite. Moissanite earrings. All right, so we're just kind of explaining exactly what it is. So like the first photo that they'll see is this, combined with VVS moissanite earrings. And then price for this, I mean, you can get these for around like 20, 25 bucks. Obviously, this is very dependent on what the product is that you're selling. You can kind of do market research, right? And kind of like go on Facebook, eBay, and sort it by sold. Search for the exact product that you're selling, sort it by sold, and see like what the average price that it's selling for. And maybe you can kind of undercut that a little bit as well. So usually you'd want to sell these for around $100. But another tip as well is like if you're going to sell something for exactly $100 or $200, specifically more like $100 for this, you're going to want to go just a little bit under it. So instead of listing something for 100, you're going to want to put it at 95, because instead of like a 3-digit number, which is $100, a 2-digit number would be 95. Even though it's only a $5 difference, the buyer like subconsciously notices it, and it seems like such a smaller amount, even though it's only $5 off, because it's only 2 digits compared to a 3-digit number. So it's like kind of like subconscious stuff that the buyer kind of goes through in the process, like when they're making a decision to buy a product or click on listings or everything. And then here's going to be like the category. So this is going to be jewelry, and then earrings, and then condition. Like I said, you never want to put it as new. You always want to put it as used, like new. And then for the description, usually you just want to go ahead and restate the title, like I said in the description, just to add more keywords and restate exactly what it is that you have. And then put more kind of like details on it, right? So this is like GRA certified, comes with all papers, right? And then be like, can ship. This is like Facebook Marketplace, so you would say like can ship or a meetup. Feel free to ask any questions. So very simple, right? Kind of restating exactly what it is that I'm selling, putting kind of what it comes with, what's included on it, and more features about it. I can ship this or meet up with you, and then feel free to ask any questions. That's kind of like just like a welcoming thing. If you have that, it kind of shows that you're not like scared of any questions they might have, or you're kind of just like very opening to them. And another part of this, which I didn't mention, is keywords. I mentioned it before, but I haven't gotten to it yet, is like keywords, right? So you're going to want to have a ton of keywords relating to what people would search up to find your listing and kind of like what they're looking for. So you can just go on ChatGPT or like any AI kind of platform, and just you can put like, I'm making a listing of, and then you can go ahead and copy and paste title, and I'm selling on, oh my god, I cannot type, on Facebook, eBay, etc. Give me a SEO optimized keyword paragraph to use. And then you can pretty much just put that in, and then if you give it a sec, it's gonna pretty much prompt all these different keywords right here that you can put in. So it's gonna say like brilliant or premium brilliance, diamond alternative, kind of just like the things that people would be searching for, like the things that are related to obviously moissanite and what they're trying to buy. You don't need to have this many, right? Like this is a lot of keywords right here. So you could literally just go in here if you wanted to and just be like, cut all this in half. Give me the most important ones. And it's going to make it more condensed. It has the most important keywords in there. And then you just go ahead and copy it and then paste it. So yeah, you have your just main base description right here, pretty much telling you exactly, obviously the title does this as well, just describing exactly what it is. You're going to restate it, put all the things that it comes with. Obviously you can ship or meet up. And obviously that's going to be different if it's like eBay or Mercari, there's no meeting up. So you could just put like fast or free shipping to offer a selling point, and then have the keywords right here. And then this right here, earring style. I mean, you're going to want to make this as accurate as possible. It's a stud earring. sterling silver. I don't really know too much. I guess diamond. You're going to fill that out as most accurate as possible. And then go ahead and select all these right here, which pretty much is like a preference for like, obviously if you want to meet up, if you want to ship it out, and kind of like, obviously if you want like the buyer to pick it up from you or drop it off at their house. And then you can boost your listing as well. So on Facebook, it can be very optimized. And from out of any different platform, it's kind of what I found most cost effective in terms of like running an ad or just paying to obviously push the listing out more. So you can pretty much just like run a campaign where you're kind of like putting money behind it. So you can spend like, you can create your own campaign. You can spend like $5 a day for 3 days. So spending $15 total, it's going to push it out to like thousands of people. And obviously that's going to help a lot. It's very cost effective. You can spend like very little amount of money. You can even spend like $3 to $5 and it's going to push it out and you'll probably get like 5 to 10 messages from people. So I would look into doing that as well. Obviously this is just kind of like a example listing. So I'm not going to do that. And then right here, before you publish, you're going to see the screen where you can list it in groups. So essentially what you can do for this is like, there's different marketplace groups. So obviously like at the top right here, you can see it's going to be listed in marketplace, which is just the default, but you can also have different groups that you're joined in and you're going to want to make this around your specific local area. And you're going to want to join like buy, sell, trade or marketplace groups, stuff like that. And then pretty much you can just press publish and then give it a second. And then should upload any second, but I can also show, I'm also going to show you guys like how to join those different groups. And obviously you can see it says boost listing, but yeah, right here, it's being reviewed, but yeah, listing is up. That's how you're going to list something. And then for marketplace specifically, what you can do to join groups. So on mobile, it's going to look different on desktop, but there's going to be a section called groups. You're going to want to join groups and then search. I already have them saved right here, but I'll just show you obviously. So let's say I'm in LA, right? I would search Los Angeles buy, sell, trade. All right, and then you can join these different marketplace groups. So buy and sell in Los Angeles. This has 42,000 members. So you can join this one, same thing, almost 10K members. This one has 23K members, 17K members, 5K members, right? And obviously, like the more popular place that you're in, like you're gonna have the most amount of groups in them and the most amount of members inside those groups. But this is like very optimal because like obviously you're just kind of, if I were to list this, obviously and select all these different groups when I'm posting my thing besides just marketplace, I'm gonna have like 100,000 more potential eyes on my product, which is obviously just like a very high edge that you have over other people. And you can list them up into 20 different groups. So like specifically for LA, you could probably get like an extra potential 300,000 eyes on your product alone just from putting it in different groups. So that's kind of everything in terms of like the listing process. Let me know if that makes sense to you guys, if you guys are following along, and if I kind of explain that well. Let me know. Does promoting the listing help? My Facebook has been bugging, not letting me promote. Yeah, 100%. Like it's most cost effective compared to like eBay or any other app is actually boosting it on Facebook. Like I said, you can spend like $3 to $5 and it could potentially get you like 5 to 10 messages. So it's very, very cost effective. And it's also great for if you have like bulk buyers and stuff like that, right? Or not bulk buyers, sorry, but like if you have like bulk of the same product. So if you had like 5 different or 5 of the same exact product, like you can pretty much just make one listing of it, right? You don't need to make 5 listings of it. You can make one listing of it where one product is in the pictures and in the listing. And then if you have that listing up and then you boost it, it's going to pretty much allow you to like get a ton of different messages. And then on Facebook, you're the one to like determine if it gets sold. So you have to mark it as sold. But if you boost it and you get a ton of messages, you can go and do a meetup, fulfill the order, get the sale, and you still have 4 more of it. And you just text the rest of the people. That's a very effective way that I've kind of found best is using Facebook and having like running a boosted listing for something that you have multiples of, if that kind of makes sense. And then also on Facebook as well, in any local app, it's good to like have 2 different listing or 2 different like locations, and 2 different accounts in different locations. So like, let me give an example, I guess, without leaking my location. So if I was like in a small city that was like maybe like 45 minutes away from LA, right, in California, I would have one account where my main account as like the one where my city and my location is as like my actual city. I don't know like an example I could give. And they're going to make it a second account where your location is set to Los Angeles. So you have 2 different accounts, but the second account, if you live in a smaller city, that's a way to get around it, is like having a second account, putting your location as like a very big or popular area around your city that has like probably like 100,000 more members, which should, I mean, relate to most of you guys. And then obviously you're going to put the location as there. So it's going to hit everyone in that target range, which obviously is going to be optimal if you live in a small city. If you're already in a big city, then you're chilling. So that was that quick recap of what you learned. So pillar 1 was how to find profitable products in your area. Pillar 2 is how to set up your marketplace accounts properly while avoiding bans. And then pillar 3 is how to properly list a product and market it to get consistent sales. Pillar 4, how to scale to those 20K months and hire a full team to automate the process. So knowing what you know, knowing what you know now, do you think it's possible to find a winning product? And do you think you're capable of actually selling that product and getting people to click on your listing and buy it? Based off everything, right? Type yes in the chat if you agree. Type no if not. Yes, yes. I got you. Yes, yes. Yes, I think it's way more possible. Yes, King. All right, sounds good. Seems like you guys are actually intellectual, I guess. So yeah, one winning product can be life-changing for you. But here's the thing. When you go out there and try something for the first time, you're gonna make mistakes, right? You're gonna run into challenges, setbacks, and roadblocks that you would never imagine, that you've never encountered before. That's just the reality, right? If you're doing something for the first time. Specific challenges with reselling automation. So obviously, like there's a lot more, right? That's kind of in depth with this stuff, right? That would literally take me probably like 10, 12 hours. Like we'd literally be here all day if I had to get into everything. But like specific questions can be like, what specific brands or products are going to sell better for this winter season? What product types are best to sell on different marketplace apps? What are the best practices for bulk versus single item shipping? And this is going to kind of like vary for different people, right? Everyone's in a different situation, location, weather, whatever the case may be. So it's going to kind of vary. And these are questions that are like more in depth that like maybe you wouldn't think about, right? Like the average question is like, is this a good vendor? What product is best selling? But there's way more that kind of goes into it, right? So sure, yeah, you can go out there and take everything I just told you, which by the way is really good info that you're not going to find anywhere else. You can go and figure it out on your own, right? There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I did. But obviously, you might eventually get there. There's a possibility. But like I said, you're going to make mistakes along the way. It's inevitable. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail, run into roadblocks. So you see, there's a few select of you here tonight who are serious about making a significant change in your life over the next few months, and you want to learn directly from people who you've actually seen made it to the top and can help people expedite your success. You don't want to leave this opportunity up to chance, right? So if that's you, I do have something for you, which is pretty much to have someone, who's already been through all the challenges, all the roadblocks, all the setbacks, everything that kind of comes with this, and have them pretty much show you the easy path and the path that kind of goes a lot faster, right? So if that's you, right? So pretty much, because I've already made all the mistakes for you, I know exactly where all the pitfalls are. I know the potential mistakes and roadblocks you might hit because I've done it time and time again. I pretty much overcame everything, trial and error. It's just part of the process, right? So now before I show you, let's talk about who this is not for, right? So person one, the talker, this is not meant for you. So if you're pretty much reliant on self-motivation, you can't derive it from yourself. You're not self-motivated. You need other people to actually motivate yourself. You like to talk about doing something, but not actually take action on it. You're not 100% sure, that you want to actually start making money online. You don't want to bet on yourself, and you pretty much don't have the time as well, like 5 to 10 hours at least to get this business off the ground. And you're not coachable and don't see the point in investing in yourself to actually learn from successful mentors. These are talkers right here. That's what I categorize people into, but are not going to take action, invest in themselves, kind of see the full potential. They kind of want to just have the safe route, right? So that's who I'm not willing to coach. And like I said, this is not for everyone. Like that's completely fine, right? But I'm continuing to take advantage of the free content and value that I put out that's a route you can take, right? So obviously this isn't for everyone. Person two, the doer, right? This is for you. If you're ready to go all in and build a profitable reselling business, you're willing to take massive action and bet on yourself, and you're willing to invest in yourself to learn from successful, equally ambitious mentors who are once in your shoes. The best investment you can make at the end of the day is buying someone's years of experience, hard work, and knowledge so you can shortcut the process for yourself and achieve the same exact thing in less time, right? And guess what? That's exactly what I'm giving my Inner Circle students today. I'm offering to download all of my knowledge into your brain and pretty much shortcut your learning curve to become a profitable top-tier reseller. And it's for those of you who are committed to doing exactly as we say, aka, like I said, you're not a doer, you are a doer, but you're not a talker. You're not just like talking about it and wanting to take action, but not actually doing anything. You're a doer who actually takes action. Actions speak louder than words, obviously, as we know. So this is the Fortune Flips Inner Circle Christmas edition. So this is your complete system to becoming an elite reseller, right? So pay close attention. So Christmas special, because you're here on this masterclass tonight, you're getting a very special deal that's only good for tonight. So what's included in the inner circle? So pillar 1 is core curriculum. Pillar 2 is live coaching calls with me. Pillar 3 is inner circle community. And then pillar 4, tonight only, there is special Christmas bonuses, which we're going to get into. So pillar 1 is core curriculum. So think about it like this, like every piece of information, every piece of knowledge, resource that I've kind of gained over the past 2 years of doing this, I've put into this pillar right here. All the suppliers, all the information is put into this one pillar. So the first thing, like I already mentioned, all my suppliers, right? So I have like 50 to 60 plus suppliers, all high quality, reliable. I've been using them for years, trustworthy, all that good stuff, right? All my students are using them to obviously get to like those 5, 10K months. And then the second thing is an advanced reselling course. So kind of what I've broken down today, obviously is a lot of info, but I would literally be here all day explaining this stuff if I went into every single little minute detail and everything. So that's what I break down in this pillar in the program is advanced reselling course, breaking down the fundamentals behind literally everything to actually be able to scale with this. And then we have an A through Z social media course as well, which I've leveraged myself to make obviously a crazy amount of money. You know, being able to actually kind of what we teach is like not only how to go viral, right, in the reselling niche, but actually how to turn that virality and those views into money and get conversions off it so you can make a lot of money from it. And then we also have an advanced marketplace course, how to set up your different selling profiles as well. Obviously, this is very important. This is your storefronts where everything's going to kind of be organized. It's very important how everything looks there. And then we also have a full marketing course as well. So whether this comes to social media or listing your products, we have a full marketing course, the psychology behind everything, breaking everything down on how to actually get consistent sales. Because I'd probably say that's like the number one thing that actually people struggle with that I've been pretty much gathering from you guys today is like actually getting consistent sales or getting sales at all, right? So we kind of break that down as well. And then, like I said, more of the automation stuff as well, kind of leveraging your time, delegating stuff so you can actually free up a lot of time that you need to do important stuff to actually be able to scale. And that's kind of the seventh thing. Seventh thing as well is a full scaling course, which essentially, obviously, like I've gotten to like 40, 50K a month. That's currently where I'm at right now. But there was once a point where I was at 2K a month, 5K a month, 10K, 15K. I've had pretty much every milestone along the way. And the big thing is like actually pushing past those 10 to 15K months and getting to like those 50, 60K months, which is what we teach as well. So that's pillar 1, right? Pretty much everything that I know to this day, everything that's helped me get to this point right now. Pillar 2 is live coaching calls. So over these coaching calls, we go over product selection, picking out the right products, setting up your accounts. We do live Q&As with the group. There's payment processing, hiring teams, and scaling to 7 figures. So that's the live coaching calls as well, kind of like right now, but obviously it'd be more tight circle. It's the inner circle, right? And then pillar 3 is the inner circle community. So it's full of aspiring resellers on the same exact journey as you. And yeah, it's pretty much a brotherhood of people who refuse to settle for average. So I mean, you could just see across the board. This guy did I think he did like 30K a month on eBay. This guy hit 10K in a month. This guy just quit his job. People are actually crushing it 1K a day right here. So the whole goal of this, right, the community is because it's something that I struggled with right now, and you guys can probably even think right now, right? Like, how many people in person do you know that have the same mindset? Like, it's very, 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 very rare that someone around you, someone in your friend group, actually has the same mindset as you that wants to chase success, make money, do reselling, whatever the case may be, right? So you kind of have to find these people online. It's the best, most efficient way to do it because everyone else is going to want to go to college, go down the 9-to-5 route. They're going to want to smoke, go to parties, play video games, stuff like that. So this is a huge part right here because it builds like that aspect of like if everybody in your friend group was chasing money, chasing success, stuff like that, it puts you in that environment where you're following the same footsteps. Everybody's kind of in the same boat as you on the same exact journey, same goals. Everybody's reselling, right? So this is a brotherhood of people. And then just to make sure, obviously, just to make sure the deal is even better, here are your one-time good for tonight only Christmas bonuses. So bonus 1 is you get unlimited one-on-one calls with me, right? So you get my personal calendar and you pretty much be able to book in a call with me whenever you want to. You got unlimited access, pretty much talk to me one-on-one, go over your questions, concerns, whatever you're going on with your situation, with reselling, obviously. Bonus 2 is a 24/7 hotline with not only me, but my team as well. So I also have a team of people that obviously help. You guys have probably talked to you or probably talked to some of them. I know I've seen some of you guys are in here. So yeah, I have a team as well that helps people. And pretty much you get like 24/7 hotline. You get my personal number. If any questions happen to pop up or anything pops up, whatever, you can text me. And then obviously you'll be able to text my team as well if I'm somehow not available, but I am most of the time chronically online, right? So you get my personal number. If anything popped up, you needed like an emergency like feedback, I guess. Like say a buyer texted you and you didn't know what to respond with. you can pretty much just text me like, yo, Luke, what do I say here? Boom, text you back right there, obviously, right? So a 24/7 hotline to get your questions answered and a 24/7 support system. And the bonus three is a money back guarantee. So for taking action today, you are protected with a full money back guarantee after 120 days. If you put in the work and see no results, that's how confident we are within our program. We've scaled countless people at this point, and that's how confident we are that we're protected with a full money back guarantee. And then bonus four, arguably the most valuable bonus, is you get lifetime access. So this fast action bonus is only available for the first 10 people to join tonight. Instead of just getting 1 year of access, you get forever access. So literally everything that we covered, right, which we're going to get into a recap, right? So the first thing is obviously the pillar one, pretty much covering everything, every piece of knowledge, information, resource that I've gained, all my suppliers, all the course modules right there, 5 to 6 hours of them breaking down everything you need to know, shipping, meeting up, listing your products, right? And we've already went over that, but we literally just scratched the surface. Like there was a lot of in-depth details today that we went over, but it's just scratching the surface, and it would literally take probably like a full day or two to go over everything, right? So I put that into there. Live coaching calls every single week, and you get an elite community of ambitious resellers. And obviously all the bonuses as well, unlimited one-on-one calls with me, a 24/7 support hotline, and a money-back guarantee. And probably the best part, arguably, like I said, is you get a lifetime access to all of this stuff. So it's not just 1 year, a few months, a lifetime access to every single thing that I mentioned. So now, for action takers only, we will give you an actualization to the inner circle to see if you guys qualify very shortly. I see a lot of you guys in the chat spamming, how do I apply? I want to work one-on-one. So just hold tight. And keep in mind, like kind of like I said, the two types of people, the doers and the talkers. We obviously know that a lot of you guys are talkers in here. I'm not going to lie. To keep it very, very honest, right? A lot of people in here are probably not qualified, and we only work with a certain amount of people that are actually serious about this. Genuinely, a lot of people are not coachable, so we're going to qualify you. So remember, out of all the students that I showed you tonight who are crushing it, from Haven to Leo, Chris, Josh, Chase, and more, none of them are better than you, right? None of them are smarter than you. We just gave them the blueprint, coached them, and then they executed. They followed the blueprint, put in the work, and then they got the results. It's literally as simple as that. But the only thing is, it only gets harder if you wait, right? Like a lot of people will say, like, oh, I'm just gonna wait till then. I need to wait until the perfect moment. But like the truth is, like, there's no perfect moment to start this, right? As more people learn about this, obviously it's gonna get more saturated. Competition will only increase. There's also no better time than right now, holiday season, to start doing this because demand for products is at an all-time high. Quarter four, as you guys know, is like the best time right now in the current moment is the best time to start this. And there's also a window of opportunity for beginners to become or to come in here and actually take up their share of the market before the masses get in. And consumers need you more than ever, right? Buyers need products, whether it's cologne, clothes, electronics. They need you more than ever. They need actual, supply for these products. They got demand, you have the supply. So that needs to be you. And the real cost of not taking action. So, I mean, just kind of think about it like this. Like every single month that you don't take action, right, you're missing out on 10 to 20K profit months that you could be making. So if you had been thinking about this for a year, right, if you had been thinking about like, oh, I'm going to get into reselling, if you were saying that last year in 2024, and you haven't taken action until today, you've probably missed out on like 100 grand or more of profit, of liquid profit that you could be actually sitting on today. Imagine all that difference right there that makes. And not taking action is the only thing that's kind of holding you back, right? But even worse, than actually losing that money is, to the people who just did decide to take action. So the people that you're losing that money to is the people who do take action, right? So you got to decide which person you're going to be. So what your next 90 days or 90 to 100 days could look like. So you decided to take action on reselling and capitalize on Q4 holiday season. You have complete freedom to do literally whatever you want, whenever you want. You choose how many hours you week, wherever you work from. You splurge on nice dinners, vacations, clothes, whatever the case may be. Never having to check your bank account. Never a worry. Just imagine that. This is a one-time opportunity tonight. This one-time opportunity tonight will immediately separate you from the rest of the pack. By joining the inner circle, you instantly put yourself in the top 1% of resellers. The market is less aware right now, meaning it's your time to shine and capitalize off of this. So that's why this is the perfect opportunity, especially in Q4 holiday season, kind of like I said, right? So join the inner circle today. If you're the type of person who knows they work hard, you just need a little bit of guidance to channel that hard work into success. You will learn from me in real time and be trained alongside me as you scale. So right now, currently, I'm going to put a link to apply in the chat right now. And keep in mind, very limited spots, right? So you guys need to be quick on this. And the link has just gone up right now. So you guys should see that. I'm going to go ahead and pin it as well. It's this Typeform link right here. It's going to be at the top. I just pinned it. So right there, you guys are going to want to apply, right? Because a lot of you guys are asking for the one-on-one chance to work with me. I mean, this is your chance right now, right? And there's only 10 spots for all the bonuses and all the students today. So be quick. Promise you guys are not going to want to miss this. So yeah, take your time to do that. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to probably fill out the application. It only takes like a minute, not even a minute. So if you guys have any questions about that as well, accessing the link or whatever, let me know. I'll give you guys some time. It only takes, like I said, around a minute to actually fill that out. Yeah, you guys got it exactly right. Like everyone that just left, like they're talkers. That's the exact type of people. Like, and I already knew that was going to happen. I already talked about talkers being in here, right? So we already knew that. But then the action takers are the ones that are still here. This is your guys' chance to actually apply. Take that action, right, and invest in yourself. So the first question that a lot of you guys probably have is how quickly, will I actually see results? And this is very dependent on how much work you actually put in, right? There's no like telling that like, oh yeah, your first month you're gonna make $3,000, right? It's very dependent on like a various amount of different things. Like if you're utilizing social media, the area that you're in, how much work you're putting in a day, stuff like that, and how much like I guess prior experience or knowledge you have. That's not gonna affect that at all. So that's a lot of people. That's like a lot of people. That's their question right there. Is obviously like, if I live in a small town, is this going to affect? Obviously, I won't be able to get sales. It's like, no, you have eBay. You can ship out your products. You can utilize social media. Do I need to have experience? Which is obviously the next question as well. Or, no, sorry, it's the third question. I'm gonna get into that. Yeah, second question is, can I do this if I work a 9 to 5 or if I'm in school? So this is another huge thing that I get asked a lot is like, am I gonna have time for this? And like, it is a business model. It does take time, right? But I literally got started while doing both. I was a full-time student. I was a senior, pretty much doing homework every single day, very busy with that. And I also had a dishwashing job as well, which I mentioned earlier. So full-time doing school and working a job as well. And I managed to get this off the ground. You only need about like 1 to 2 hours a day, like not even. So if you're doing both of these or even one of them, like it's going to work, right? So question 3, can I do this with no experience? Like, yes, you can do this with no experience. You don't need any prior knowledge. You can, obviously that's what we're here for, right? We're here to teach you everything that I had to go through, trial and error, doing different things to test out different things, failing over and over. That's what I've done to actually put into this business right here. I put it into this mentorship right here. So you don't need any experience. So yeah, now we can get into the live Q&A. You guys can pretty much ask me anything about the inner circle, reselling, etc. So yeah, make sure you guys type in the chat. If you have any questions about reselling, like I said, the inner circle, anything related. Usually when I get offers, I get people that ask over 50% discounts. How would I work around that? So sometimes there's going to be nothing you can really do to kind of get around that, right? So mainly, I mean, there's two different things. Like there's different apps that people on that have, obviously there's older people on different apps. So that's a huge thing right there is the fact that you're going to have to target an older audience for some products because if they're like $200-300, it's kind of like a decent ticket. So you're actually need to like find buyers that have money, right? So using social media is another thing I was talking about. But sometimes people are just going to lowball you, and there's nothing that you can kind of do too much about that. What was the private software for cross listing you mentioned? So that's actually something that is included within the inner circle. So if you guys do apply, obviously that's taught as well. It's something that's allowed me to save up like 70 to 80% of my time, right? That's the one thing. So yeah, make sure you guys apply. The link is pinned right there. How can I get my sales up if I only use Facebook Market? I mean, that's exactly what we kind of touched on, right? Is like if you're only using Facebook and OfferUp, is obviously limiting your sales. But one thing for Facebook is creating multiple accounts. Another thing would be boosting the listing as well, and then putting your listings in different groups. If you guys are doers and stop saying I was born ready, y'all are talkers. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing, like kind of like I said before, actions speak louder than words, right? How to make people see your listing. So kind of like I went over having keywords in your thing, right? So when people are searching up or just scrolling through, having good pictures as well, kind of just optimizing the entire process, having keywords that are SEO optimized, as well as obviously having good pictures. So when people are scrolling, they're going to click on your listing compared to other people's. On Facebook Marketplace, is it okay to do only meetups and door drop for shipping? Will there be any No, there's not going to be too many disadvantages, to be honest. I would just try to do both shipping and meetups, right? Because a lot of people are scared to do meetups, which is going to knock down some sales because a lot of people on Facebook is going to actually do meetups, and then shipping as well is going to be a huge thing. So you got to want to optimize and have both of those open, have the window open for both of those, right? So that you can get the most amount of sales possible. When is the best to resell shoes? Right now is actually a really good time to resell shoes. That's more of like a higher ticket item and kind of tier 3 what I was going over. So right now, because a lot of like overall right now is obviously the best time to start in general. There's overall demand for more products since it's holiday season. People are buying gifts. But shoes right now, a lot of like younger kids are wanting shoes. They have a ton of shoes on their wish list and stuff like that for Christmas. Is selling in bulk better than one by one? I mean, yeah, 100%. It's kind of different. They both have different benefits. But long-term wise, bulk reselling is going to be 100% better. There's more profit, more long-term profit out of it. Individually wise, like, yeah, one by one is going to be like more single profit per item because they're going to offer discounts for bulk buyers. But like long-term, consistency wise, sustainable wise, bulk reselling is going to be better. What is the method to find products that currently sell in your area? So that's another thing that's taught as well as in the inner circle. There's so many different aspects of it that I can't really, just go over it and fully explain it because it would literally take like an hour or two, or even probably longer than that. It's very specific as well to your area. So it's something that I kind of do one-on-one with students as well. But yeah, make sure you guys do apply. Again, the link is pinned in the chat. Facebook is local selling. How can I sell on it? Sell on it with another account in a different location. I mean, you can make 2 accounts. Like you just have 2 different Gmail accounts, and then create accounts on different Gmails, and then you have two accounts. And it's not only local as well. You can do shipping. How to make a drop shipping store? Yes, we also teach how to do drop shipping as well. I mean, it's not drop shipping like the traditional way, obviously. It's drop shipping reselling products that are already in demand, right? So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to touch any physical inventory as well. We also teach you how to make the websites and set them up for you as well. Facebook, I already read that one. Just scheduled my call. Bet. Yeah, make sure you guys schedule your call. Schedule y'all's call. There's going to be a limited amount of spots, right? So again, if you guys are a doer, not just a talker, right? I can't do meetups. Can I still be profitable? I mean, I guess my question to you is like, why can't you do meetups? Because the most common answer will be like, I don't have a car or something like that. I mean, you can always get your parents to drive you. There's always workarounds for everything, right? That's like kind of how I've got to the point where I'm at now. Is like you've had to figure out and identify different problems and then solve them. But you can still just do shipping and be profitable. Yes, if you still can't do, if you really seriously can't do meetups, then yeah. I scheduled my call for Saturday. That Shank Soto, I see you. L ad. I filled it out and scheduled it. Tyler, appreciate you, bro. I don't drive currently, but that doesn't stop me. Yeah, you can always like walk to a public place. You can have someone that you know take you and give them money off the sale that you get for a gas price that they obviously would use. I'm scared to get scammed and put my information into untrusted sources. I don't know if you mean like our thing, but like we are trusted. You can look at my reviews, my vouchers across all my different platforms. Obviously, I'm trusted. But again, if it's something to where you're too scared, again, you don't have to do it, right? Like at the end of the day, it's all up to you if you really want to get this done. I can't wait for my life to change, bro. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. Scheduled for 11 a.m. tomorrow. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's not fake. I'm a student currently. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Giveaway. I will get into that. Give me like 5 more minutes. I did not forget about the giveaway, obviously, guys. What's good places for a meetup? So, I mean, usually, ideally, you'd want to have it in a public setting, right? Like a parking lot of like Kroger or like Walmart or a gas station. Or you could even do it at a police station and do it at daytime as well. So it's the 2 kind of critical things you need to do. Do it at daytime and then just do it in a public area. How do I find a vendor? I have been looking for 2 months. Again, that's included with the inner circle. You get access to all of my suppliers, right? That I just completely lay out. That I've bought vendors before, right? Like I've had to buy vendors, talk to many people. Another thing about reselling or social media with reselling as well is I've had vendors hit me up right? So instead of like a lot of business that I have to bring myself into, a lot of business gets brought to me, like buyers, suppliers, vendors, networking, like other resellers talking to me and sharing tips. So yeah, I've kind of had to pay for vendors, talk to other people, kind of find them myself, but they're all included in the inner circle. Again, application link will be pinned or is pinned, sorry, at the top. Do we have time for a bathroom break? I mean, if you just need a piss, I mean, I guess, yeah, it's gonna be in like probably a few minutes. I'll be quick. How do we win the giveaway? I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that. And make sure you guys as well. I guess I'll just go over the overall, I guess like how to qualify and enter for that. So if you guys took notes, or if you guys whatever you guys learned, I guess you don't have to. It doesn't have to be notes, but ideally, like you have notes in front of you, obviously that you took questions on Instagram, which I'm gonna type in the chat. I'm not gonna be able to pin, but it's gonna be at Fortune Flips. I'm assuming most of you guys came from my Instagram. You're just gonna DM me on Instagram, guys. Like DM me. I'm gonna have a section where all the new recent messages are. I'm going to go through, select 3 random people, obviously to give $1,000 to. So have prepared like a picture of your notes that you have taken down, or just like type out a paragraph of everything that you've kind of learned and taken from this as well. And I'm gonna go through, obviously, find someone that actually took this serious, and that's the people that are gonna win the money, right? It's not just like because you show up just for the giveaway alone, right? That's not the people that I'm looking to actually give the money to. It's like you have to, take this serious. How many vendors do you think I've tested? I mean, that's a good question. I'd probably like hundreds, like literally hundreds. And that's the thing about it. It's like it's sometimes trial and error, right? Like you're not gonna be able to see the quality until you actually order it and have it in hand itself, because the supplier can take pictures of it, but it might not be accurate. No, it will be announced on the live. It will be announced on the live. What does that say? What dial texts you? Is there a keyword? No. You don't have to text me a keyword. You would just text me, and I have like a section on my Instagram DMs where I can just go to the most recent and then find someone there. And obviously, if their message is about the giveaway and they send pictures of their notes, that the fact that they took it serious, then obviously they're going to be more qualified to win. And yeah, I'm gonna like the winners will be announced in DM. So I'll say your name out loud, and then I'll also DM you through Instagram. That's how you guys are gonna know you won. So let's just I guess while we're on the topic, let's just run it right now. So in the chat, I just typed my Instagram username at Fortune Flips with 2 S's. So to enter the giveaway, guys, literally just DM me on Instagram. Obviously mentioning that you're here in the live call. Send pictures of all your notes, and I see a few guys. I see like 5, 6, 7. I see 7 people here. So yeah, go to my Instagram, DM me, and then I'm gonna see in the general channel right here. I could probably actually just show you guys. All right here, I'm gonna go through, select one, and if you guys have good notes and if you guys are qualified, then I'm going to pick you. So let's see. I'm just gonna select the first one. Cool Kid. Okay, Cool Kid. Def Not 67. I'm gonna DM you. That is our first winner. He sent a whole picture of everything that he had going on, a whole page of notes. So that's our first one. All right, more you guys. I'm gonna let you guys I'm not gonna I guess pick the next ones just yet. Again, I'm gonna leave you guys time to DM me. Am I cooked if I just screen recorded? I can't send any notes. I mean, you should be able to. All you have to do is just text me on Instagram. I mean, I'm getting a ton of messages from you guys right here. I'm gonna go through and select another one right now. Jackson 46 _ is our second winner. I'm texting him. Jackson is the second winner. And then let's see. One more. I'm just gonna randomly select it, close my eyes, just click on someone. Jonas is the third winner. Jonas 67 underscore is our third winner. So I'm gonna DM him as well. You won. Send your Cash App / PayPal. All right. Those were the three winners right there. Jackson, and then it was Jonas. Oh yeah, then right here, Cool Kid 67. So those are the three winners right there. I'm sorry if you guys didn't obviously win. There's only 3 people that could win. I was getting probably 20 DMs. So yeah. So guys, Jackson, Jonas, and Cool Kid, I just sent you guys messages. Send me your PayPal or Cash App, or I can do Zelle or something. Then yeah. But yeah. I guess if you guys didn't win, again, that's kind of unlucky. I'm sorry. There's only can be, a few amount of winners. But yeah, any more questions, I guess? Like if you guys have any more questions overall about the let me pin the messages actually so I don't lose them. All right. So yeah, for every you guys in the live, any questions you guys might have, any concerns about the inner circle reselling? Is selling my John Paul for 70 good? Yeah, I mean that's a good price. You've got no sales. Again, make sure you're listing it every single place, running boosted listings. Do you update your vendor list just in case it doesn't work out? Yeah, the vendor list is updated every time I find a new vendor. Everyone that's on there is already qualified. They're all vetted by me and all my students. Quit spamming one more. He just like a lemon pepper. One more lucky winner. I'm sorry, bro. We had to set 3 people, and I chose those people already. That was my budget. Are WhatsApp vendors good? Yes, most of my vendors are WhatsApp vendors. Obviously, you guys probably know about like DHK, Alibaba, stuff like that. WhatsApp are more private vendors that are usually better. EA, yeah, I see you, bro. I saw your message, but it was literally after I picked the third one. Yo, what would be a good money goal after the first 3 months of reselling? First 3 months, again, depends how much work you put in, but I'd say around a good spot to aim for is like probably like 2 to 3K a month. Because like realistically, like I'm not going to say 10K a month, right? Like it has happened before with our students, but it's not likely that's going to happen. So more realistically, like 2 to 3K a month, and then you kind of just obviously go on from there and kind of scale upwards. Like I said, hiring different people, getting more things in place is what you're gonna be able to do to kind of leverage. Question for you: do you plan on making this your full-time job? I mean, as of right now, I don't really think too far in the future, but obviously if I'm making good money from something, I'm going to keep doing it. I got a sale 2 minutes ago. Good shit, bro. Good shit, Gohan. Yeah, keep in mind, guys, the link is still pinned. Fill out your application. We can start working one-on-one. What is the best-selling shopping platform to start with? It's going to be Facebook or eBay easily. Are there any other app like Snapchat? Yeah, of course you can sell on Snapchat as well, which is something we teach. You can kind of just like, and there's more ways, right? This is just traditional reselling. Basically just like marketplace apps and stuff. We touched on the social media, which Snapchat is kind of included, right? But like word of mouth is another thing. Like I have a lot of students that are like music producers and have different jobs, but they're connecting with a ton of different people. And it's going to allow like a lot of word of mouth sales. So you're going to be like, yo, bro, I got these products. And like if you need any, just let me know. I got these sizes, these colorways, or this variant or whatever. And then once obviously, yo, you gotta stop spamming, bro. Let me time you out. He put you in timeout. So yeah, obviously word of mouth is another thing. You can sell to people locally or people that you know through networking on, maybe your school, your work, different clubs or sports or activities that you're in. You can get sales through there. And obviously, like those people have friends that they might refer to you, and then it's just kind of like they might have friends of friends of friends, and it kind of just keeps going down the line. Then you can kind of like build out a social media, like an Instagram presence, kind of like stating that you're a reseller, ship out and meet up as well, and then kind of go in there. For the scheduled meetups, is it a group thing? For the scheduled meetups, is it a group thing or a one-on-one with you? So in the inner circle, we have unlimited one-on-one calls with me, and then we have weekly group calls. So everybody that's inside there, it's a community, like I said. So we do weekly group calls, and then we also have one-on-one calls with me. Again, if you are going to apply tonight, like now is your chance because you get unlimited one-on-one calls with me. Like think about that for a second, right? It's from someone that's making $50,000 a month with reselling, pretty much have obviously like I understand that I'm not where I want to be. I want to get to like 100, 150K a month, right? But I almost have everything down pat, right? So imagine being able to have unlimited one-on-one calls with someone that has the entire reselling game mastered. They have all the vendors, all the information, knowledge, resources, skills that you need to get what you like where you are. That's why all those slides were created on like paying for my experience, right? That's essentially what it is, right? Like you're just getting access to me to be able to coach you through the entire process instead of you going out, buying this product, it doesn't sell, getting scammed from a vendor. This happens. You're going to waste like months and months and months on end, possibly thousands of dollars, right? Just to end up in a worse spot than when you started. That's a huge common thing that I kind of noticed with a lot of beginners. Are the vendors on your link good to order from? Yeah, obviously all my vendors are top tier. I bought the vendor and didn't receive my stuff. If you bought the vendor, it instantly gets sent to your email. Make sure to check the junk mail. What colognes are good to sell? I mean, basically any of them, bro. JPG, Baccarat, TF, obviously there's a ton of other ones. I'm able to buy the thing off you where I'm able to post something and that lists on all platforms. Again, like that is very secretive sauce that I don't really give out because again, like that's gonna make a lot of other resellers scale up, and like that's something to where it's included only in the inner circle. Again, top link in the chat to apply, guys. I need a one-on-one call to get better in sales. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. That's what reselling is, right? It's literally just sales and marketing. What if the vendor doesn't send me what I bought? I mean, that's not going to happen with my vendors because, again, like it's the same vendors. You guys see in my videos the products that I'm showing, right? Like, obviously, I'm getting all my stuff from those same suppliers. I'm buying stuff and I'm getting it every time. It's the same vendors that I'm referring to. So they're all legit, all tested by hundreds of people. How much is the secret sauce? Again, just fill in your application, right? We would kind of qualify you. Viewers went down to 29. Yeah, the viewers obviously did drop, but like the thing about that is it kind of like weeds out the people that are not serious, right? Like there's no other resellers that are going live doing all this stuff. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm hyped. Some people probably just joined for the giveaway, bro. It's like, you know, some people just don't take this as serious, but like I know that these 30 people right here are the most solid people that are, you know, actually risk takers, investing in themselves and actually want to have a better life for themselves, right? So they don't got the hustler mindset. I mean, that exactly, bro. From 70 viewers, man. Yeah, I know. I mean, obviously, like, this has been an hour and a half, so that's going to happen, right? They can't sacrifice an hour and a half of their time to, like, better their future for the next 60 years of their life. So, what if the winners don't respond? If the winners don't respond, I'll keep you guys updated. 2 of them have already responded. How does your vendors... What did I say? How does your vendor's website work? Most of them are private WhatsApp vendors, so it's not like a website. You just text them on WhatsApp. Obviously, you kind of like send a message and be like, I want to order this. And then they'll kind of send you their catalog, and then you kind of pick out what you want. Product that's good to start with. I'd say like moissanite jewelry is one of them. Right now, obviously, it's for most of you guys, for everyone, it's winter. But I'm saying like in terms of the weather, it's probably cold for a lot of you guys. So obviously, like winter products, North Face coats, Nike Tech, stuff like that. How long does it take to build personal brand to 1K, 10K followers? I just started mine. It's kind of slow, yeah. That's how it's going to be with anything. It's very slow at the start, but then obviously as you get the skills down, it's going to be 10 times faster. And it's like a luck-based thing, like very, very small, like luck-based thing. Because like I had a viral video in like my 5th ever video. and I got like 10K followers off of that alone. So like literally like 2 weeks and I was at 10K followers. That's like the luck part of it. Obviously, like the algorithm is more based on like actual objective things, like having good retention rate, creating good concept of videos that keeps people watching. It's very interactive as well. But again, in the inner circle, I break that down heavily because like it's allowed me to make multiple six figures and build out many different sources of revenue, build out actual clientele, high LTV out of customers, with bulk reselling. So that's something we teach as well, is like breaking down how to go viral, what videos to make, and then actually using that virality and kind of obviously converting that into sales, whether it's selling digital, physical products. Do you make bank off your reels? I mean, no, I don't. I'm not monetized on Instagram. Like I can be, but I just keep it off because Instagram doesn't really pay like that, from what I've heard. I'm about to Sebi. I mean, that's up to you. But again, if you want to join the inner circle, bro, like I'm literally, again, it's a one-on-one mentorship. So I would literally do market research based on your area and then pick out products for you. So, I mean, obviously at the end of the day, it's up to you. Good item to sell, moissanite right now. Can you repeat that? I just had an ad. What part, SpongeBob or SpongeMan? What was the giveaway that you did? It was $3,000 total to 3 winners. I've already picked 2 of them, or I've picked 3 of them. 2 of them have responded. For the other one, I'm gonna give them like a probably 24, 48 hour window, and I'll announce on my socials if he didn't respond. Yeah, but I'm saying your website, you have to pay 10 for the vendor. I paid 10 for the vendor, and then I can choose. Yeah, I mean that's how that works. Good item to sell, like I just said, moissanite, clothing, colognes. Is the unlimited time something we pay for, or are 10 people selected? The 10 people are selected. Obviously, there's an investment, right, which is gone over by the member of my team to kind of assess all that. But yeah, it's a lifetime access. And only 10 people will obviously be qualified for that, or chosen for that, I should say. But yeah, guys, if you had any notes that you had written down, make sure to ask those questions. I've been live for like an hour and a half, so I'm probably going to wrap this up soon. Yeah, again, guys, top link to apply for the inner circle. I could probably just, let me just go ahead and remind you guys everything that's included. So, I mean, we already went over this, but it's been a minute. So, guys, everything that you see on screen right now is what you're getting, right? All my suppliers, advanced reselling course, A to Z social media course, advanced marketplace course, full marketing course on social media and marketplace selling, full reselling automation course, full scaling course as well. Literally everything that you need to know that I've used to get to this point now has helped make everything 10 times more efficient and effective. I've put into this. So that's obviously the first thing. Live coaching calls every week. Guys, like think about the community aspect, right? Like if you just join a public Discord server for free, like there's not going to be anyone there that's actually, going to help you out. But this is a community, right? People that are actually aspiring to succeed, make money with reselling. Everyone's sharing success, sharing their insight on what's working, asking questions, holding each other accountable. It's just a win-win. Bro, answer. I have this hoodie. And it's taking clean pics, but nobody's buying it. Yeah, I mean that's not the. I mean those are a little bit saturated. So, but if you just only have it on Facebook Marketplace, like again, like post it everywhere, bro. Depop, OfferUp, Poshmark, Vinted. How much do you make monthly? Around like 40 to 50K a month. One-to-one Dasani. Like water? All right, thanks. Yes, sir. Yeah, any more questions that you guys have, let me know. Again, top link in the chat to apply. Work with me one-on-one. Or I forgot, yeah, all the bonuses. I was midway through this. Again, yeah, the elite community of ambitious resellers. And then whoops. And then all the bonuses, unlimited one-on-one calls. Again, like, hold on. My thing just lagged. Unlimited one-on-one calls. You guys get my personal calendar and my personal phone number. Text me, call me literally whenever you want to go over any situation that you have. It could be a big problem. It could be a small problem. You can text me. I'll be able to get you feedback. Do you pay a lot of taxes with what you do? I mean, the thing about it is like, yeah, obviously, yeah, you can't escape taxes. The more money that you make, the more that you're going to pay in taxes. But there's a way that you can kind of minimize those. Obviously, opening an LLC and having write-offs. When you're reselling, do you, yeah, which one is better, eBay or Facebook? It really depends. Like if you live in a big area, I'd say Facebook because it's more local and easier to get sales there. But if you live in a small area, probably eBay. But yeah, those are interchangeable, and I mean, like, it's not even arguable. They're the two top apps for sure. How long did it take you to achieve it? Well, if you're just talking reselling alone, probably like 6 months. It depends what you, I guess, consider achieving it, whatever that means. Right, we're probably like 6 months to like consistently get to like 5 to 10K a month. Also, when communicating with buyers, then what shipping? What should I say in order to talk to them, and how would I ship? So through the app, it kind of depends. I mean, Facebook is gonna be different, but like most apps that are only shipping, Mercari, Poshmark, eBay, the way you would ship is after they buy it, like in the app, they give you a pre-made, shipping label that you would just download, connect it to a printer, and then print it out. If you don't have a printer, you can just go to the post office, whatever shipping line you're doing it through, whether it's like FedEx, UPS, USPS, drop it off at the post office. Yeah, guys, I'm probably gonna wrap it up here shortly. Again, it's been like an hour and a half. Will this live stream stay on YouTube? No, I mean, I doubt it. But yeah, any more questions, guys? Make sure to get them out. Literally ask me whatever you want. I'd say colognes. I live in Canada and can't use OfferUp. Yeah, there's some apps that aren't going to be available to you, but you kind of just gotta take what you can get. I mean, there's still probably like 5 to 6 apps that you can get. How long did it take for what? I'll ask my questions when I do that one-on-one call. Okay, bet. Yeah, again, I'm gonna wrap it up right here, guys, because I noticed a lot of people are obviously leaving. The chat slowing down. So yeah, top link in the description, guys. Like, apply to work with you one-on-one. Everything that we went over. Obviously, everything we went over, all the different bonuses. Again, this is only for tonight. I've never done this before. You get a lifetime access to everything, right? For your entire life. You get all these bonuses right here. You get my personal suppliers, course content on literally everything, covering meetups, shipping, listing, marketing, social media, automation, saving 70% to 80% of your time to delegate it to actually be able to scale, live coaching calls every single week, community of ambitious resellers, and then all the bonuses as well. Unlimited one-on-one calls, my personal number, and there's money back guarantee as well, right? It's very unlikely, right, that obviously students are not succeeding. That's very unlikely, but somehow if it were to happen, if you put in the work, we protect you with that, and then a lifetime access of everything, guys. So yeah, a lot of people, again, are always in my DM saying, how can I get started? Like, this is your chance right now. I've never done this before. Again, top link on the chat, guys. It's that Typeform link that you're going to see right there. It's pinned in the chat. I know I said that a lot, but again, going to be ending here soon. So yeah, make sure you guys fill that out. It literally takes 45 minutes. If you guys qualify, I'll see you inside. Obviously, we're going to start working one-on-one. Best things to resell, clothes, cologne, stuff like that. But again, guys, like, most of these questions like are very dependent on like your situation, right? And kind of like what place you're in, your experience with reselling. And with the inner circle, I literally go over that. I hop on a call personally with you one-on-one and build you out a plan to do. Like, I tell you, literally pretty much step A to Z, right? Picking out the products for your specific area that are going to sell, that have low supply but high demand. Picking out those products for you, helping you sell them by telling you everything you need to do, how to take the pictures for you, drafting out the listings for you as well, putting you onto the apps that are going to allow you to cross list, to obviously post it all in one place, and then be able to obviously leverage a lot of your time, all the way to like you doing social media. Obviously, it's optional if you wanted to go down that route. Every single step along the way to the question you guys are answering, like, everything is covered in the inner circle. Yes, I do. So again, guys, top link in the chat to apply. Let's see. Joseph, I just answered that. I don't. I mean, probably not. It's debatable, but probably not. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Again, top link right now. I'm gonna give you guys like a few more minutes. Again, fill out your application to work with me one-on-one. A lot of you guys are struggling right now, which I can see, which are very, very easy fixes. But the thing is, you don't have the knowledge right now. I have the knowledge to actually get you over the different situations that you're facing right now. So if you're not getting sales, if you don't know where to start, if you don't have vendors, you don't know how to scale, like that's stuff that I already know. I've already been through it, right? So make sure you guys fill out your application. Only 10 spots. Again, you guys get a lifetime access to a mentor that's making $50K a month. Right? I don't know how you guys can pass up on this. So yeah, again, guys, top link in the YouTube chat there. Make sure you guys fill that out. If you guys have any specific questions about the inner circle, because a lot of the questions, again, like I've answered a lot of them, and they're kind of specific to your situation. If you guys have specific questions for the inner circle itself. Do we choose the people that we're going to work with? Yes. Because at the end of the day, there's a limited amount of spots, right? There's only 10 people. Not everyone. We choose the doers, like what we were talking about, right? So obviously, if you're willing to invest in yourself, you see the vision, the potential, the insight on actually investing into a mentor, right? Then yes, we select the people. Yeah, again, guys, top link. If you have any questions specific about the actual inner circle itself, is there a chance I can get in to the inner circle? Also, just got a reminder on my phone to check listings and talk to clients. I don't know what you mean by the second part, but yeah, there's a chance for everyone to obviously get in, right? But we kind of qualify you based on different things that we see. Because obviously, like I said, there's different people that are coachable and then people that are not coachable. It's way easier to work with people that are coachable, that are obviously a risk taker. Not just that, you don't need to specifically be a risk taker, just like invest in yourself, kind of see the overall potential in this, right? Like if you're never going to actually see the potential, you're never going to start. So that's the people that we're not going to work with, right? But you guys see me doing every day. You see my reels, see other resellers at young ages making 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K a month, right? So you guys should know that this is possible. There's too many case studies and too many things for this to be a scam, right? Like it's legit right in front of your face, right? The link is right in front of your face. If you guys want to work with me, again, top link in the chat. Yes, I have defense. I see flow. Yeah, obviously it is an investment, right? Which we're gonna go over on that call with one of my team members. Is reselling better than trapping? I mean, probably, yeah. But if you guys have any more questions specific about the inner circle, I'm probably gonna wrap this up within 5 minutes because it has been almost 2 hours now. If you had the chance to go back and start, no. I was in the bathroom taking notes. Can you see my chats? I mean, I can see these ones. I don't see anything before that. What's the best vendor? Again, all the vendors are included in the inner circle, guys. All 50 plus vendors, reliable, vetted by me. Whoops. I was in the bathroom taking notes. Yes, I picked the 3 winners. All right, again, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you guys want to apply, again, you guys know what to do. You've seen the students, you've seen the results, people making the money, right? It's all right in front of your face. So at the end of the day, you know, it's only you that can actually make the decision. I almost ended the stream. It's only you that can actually make the decision for yourself, right? You've seen the students. You know everything that's obviously included. You guys have got most of your questions out, so I think you guys know what you need to do from here on out. But yeah, was a blessing, guys. Apply to work with that link again, and I hope to see you guys inside. Last question. All right, what's up? No, I mean not really, bro. But all right, yeah. Top link to apply. Again, only 10 of you are going to be obviously chosen, so it's limited. But yeah, again, guys, you guys know what you need to do. And yeah, take care, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.